President-elect Donald Trump returned to the White House on Wednesday for the first time since winning last week's election and sat down for talks about the looming transfer of power with longtime political rival President Joe Biden. Biden, who initially ran against Trump in the 2024 election before stepping aside and endorsing Vice President Kamala Harris as the Democratic nominee, will welcome the former and future president into the Oval Office, a traditional courtesy by outgoing presidents that Trump, a Republican, did not extend when Biden won in 2020.
It is a nice world today.
Donald, congratulations.
Thank you.
And looking forward to having like we said, a smooth transition. Do everything we can to make sure you're accommodated, what you need. And we're going to get a chance to talk about some of that today. So
Good.
Welcome
Thank you
back.
very much. And thank you very much. And politics is tough, and it's many cases not a very nice world, but it is a nice world today, and I appreciate it very much.
It was indeed very cordial, very gracious, and substantive. And I mentioned at the top, national security was discussed, domestic policy issues were discussed. I had an opportunity to speak with the president in the Oval Office right before coming out to do this press briefing because I wanted to make sure that I got what the president wanted to share with all of you. So certainly that everything that I'm saying is sanctioned, if you will, by the president. He wanted you all to know that the president-elect, again, was gracious, came with a detailed set of questions. It was, again, substantive. But I do want to take a little bit of a step back here because it's really important to note, and you're going to hear me continuing to say this over and over again, the importance of having a smooth transition, and importance of having an orderly transition. The president respects the will of the American people and wants to make sure that occurs. That is what he believes the American people deserve. What we want to do is move forward. We do.
Really?
No, seriously, what we want to do is move forward. We respect the will of the people. There was an election, as you know, last week, and the American people spoke. And so the president is going to make sure that he puts the American people first. He's going to make sure that we move forward in this process, in this transition process, in a way that is respectful to the American people and to lead by example. And so,
Moving on, according to sources, Melania Trump is unlikely to move to Washington full-time in a second go-round as the First Lady of the United States of America. Melania Trump suggests that she is unlikely to be moving to Washington full-time, opting instead to split her time between New York City and Palm Beach. The decision reflects her preference for privacy and autonomy, setting a distinct tone for her second term as the First Lady. In one of her first official moves, Melania has declined the customary handoff meeting with the outgoing First Lady, Jill Biden. This gesture hints at her intent to carve a unique path, much like her first tenure, where she redefined the First Lady's role, kept a lower profile compared to her predecessors. Although she's expected to attend major events and fulfill ceremonial duties, sources indicate that she will be spending significant time near her son Barron, who is attending New York University. During her first term, Melania Trump maintained a small staff and unveiled the Be Best initiative, a platform promoting children's well-being, combating online bullying, and addressing the opioid crisis. This platform, in fact, received mixed feedback and was criticized for its lack of clarity and narrow focus. Now, Melania has hinted at revamping or expanding, rather, the Be Best campaign in her second term. Observers wonder if she will be refining the initiative, perhaps honing in on a specific area with a more comprehensive policy agenda. Unlike her previous tenure, Melania played a more minimal role in her husband's recent campaign, making select appearances at his rallies and election night event. Sources familiar with her thinking say she prefers a more private, behind-the-scenes influence and has reportedly been a steady source of counsel for Donald Trump throughout his campaign and legal battles. Since leaving the White House, Melania has rarely been seen in the spotlight, focusing instead on personal ventures, including limited edition jewelry and philanthropic activities. Unlike former First Ladies who often develop and sustain policy initiatives post-office, Melania largely stepped back from such activities. Political analysts, in fact, note that while Melania aligns with her husband on key conservative issues, she has shown a willingness to voice personal stances as well. In her recently released memoir, she spoke about her pro-choice views, asserting individual freedom as a core value and underscoring her commitment to personal autonomy, a position she said her husband was aware of from the very beginning of their relationship.